Like, you don't get to 600 pounds picking at food. I'm pretty sure she's just doing that for the cameras. You guys leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Because, I mean, she's all like, hey guys, and welcome back for another video. I do appreciate you for joining me today. We have another plot twist video that we'll be reacting to, and this one involves some egregious eaters. So go ahead, sit back, relax, and tune in.
The only thing that helps me forget about it all is the very thing that is killing me and making my life like this.
The patients featured on My 600 Pound Life have some truly baffling ideas of what constitutes a meal, and today on Plot Twist, we're back with yet another video highlighting some of the craziest meals ever featured on the show.
I can't stand for more than a minute without starting to break into a sweat. My knees start to shake. So I can't wait too long to sit down because my legs will start to give out really soon. And all I really want to do is eat.
That sounds horrific. I mean, she said 1 minute and her knees start to shake like they're about to give out. She can't even stand. You guys, can you imagine? I don't even ever want to be that weak physically, but it's not even that she's weak. It's just that she's just too heavy. And you would think at some point that you would wake up and realize, like, wow, my knees are ready to buckle under me. Let me not make a breakfast fit for a king today.
Most of the cooking for me.
Crystal and her kids prepare breakfast together every morning, but the food pyramid isn't all that well represented.
This isn't the life that I wanted for my girls. I should be able to do more for them than what I am able to do.
If you ever really think about it, like 600 Pound Life people eat like mukbangers. Like the plates that they have, the platters, they're like very similar to how a mukbanger would eat, but they actually finish the food. That's the difference, I guess.
And I feel bad about that. But then when I think about it and get depressed about that.
If you look at her daughter, this one here, I don't even want to talk about a young person, but you can see her weight is out of control already.
It makes me want to go eat. And it feels like it's been this way for most of my life.
Okay, she's definitely going overboard with the whipped cream there. She practically made a Mickey Mouse pancake and it's covered in whipped cream. Like, did you want some more pancake with that? My goodness.
Okay, we've got the usual breakfast foods, bacon, eggs, and pancakes. And while the portions aren't exactly great, what stands out to me is the whipped cream. That is so much whipped cream, it's basically smothering the pancakes.
I was molested by a family member, and the horror of being molested was more than what I could deal with. And so that was one of the hardest times in my life. And through it, I just ate constantly. Whatever I could get and however much I could get, I ate it nonstop. And by the time I was 12, I got to about...
I mean, on the one hand, I guess I appreciate her for still actually getting up and making her kids breakfast. You know, I don't know if this is an everyday thing or if the girls normally do it, but she did it from a sitting position. Like, that's crazy.
200 pounds.
So breakfast is served buffet style, which is good because it means the food they prepared is way too much for just one person. However, based on the footage, we can see that Crystal is basically running laps around those two kids.
I can only do stuff with them that I could do sitting down. So the both of them have to take on a lot around the house that they shouldn't have to have on them at their age. And I know it's hard for her to do all that on top of her schoolwork. And she does her own laundry and cleans her own room. And both of them have to do the grocery shop.
When I have people over, I'm not gonna lie, we tend to use disposables as well because it's like one of those things where you don't want to have to wash dishes after. Let's be honest.
The family comes over for dinner and Crystal's kids prepare a big meal for the occasion.
I need more macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
And what I wish is I could just let them be kids and not have all the responsibility on them like that at their ages. But that's not possible.
Whoa. Let me stop. I just... Why is the man so much shorter than the other one? Like, and his... I done woke the baby up. I'm laughing because this junk is ghetto as heck, y'all. Wow, she has a full-blown lawn chair for her family to sit on in the house. And then the other dude, is he even sitting in a chair, or is this dude sitting on a box or something? What is happening? Oh no.
As long as I'm at this size and keep eating like I do.
The good news is that Crystal's plate contains some broccoli. The bad news is that there's enough mac and cheese on her plate for the Hubble telescope to pick up.
I'm probably gonna have to have more than that. I'm gonna have to have more than that on there. The only thing I know that can help me
He should have just gave her the whole ham.
when it gets bad is food. And it makes me forget the pain and everything that comes with it. But at the same time, I know that food has taken my life.
And apparently that's not enough for her. Crystal goes in for yet a second plate and even tells her uncle to keep on serving her because what she has just isn't enough.
But my whole life is just staying in this bed. I wake up hopeless and go to bed hopeless. And the only thing that helps me forget about it all is the very thing that is killing me and making my life like this. So I'm trapped in this never-ending cycle where it just gets worse and never gets better.
She's just laying there looking like a layer of pancakes. She doesn't even look like a human. Like, what does she look like? They're blurring out something that I don't even know exists anymore.
Shannon's food addiction has made her life a living nightmare, and her only temporary escape from her surroundings is, ironically enough, overindulging in food.
I was 22 and up to 520 pounds. But I knew at that point my weight was out of control. I was too big, so I had to go to an assisted living center. That's when I learned I was over 600. I stayed in a nursing home for a couple years. But when I was around 29, I met Simon. After just a few months, he asked me to marry him.
After just a few months, he asked you to marry him? Oh my goodness, if that doesn't sound fishy, what is the purpose of being in a relationship like this? Unless this guy just needed a place to stay or something, because she's obviously stuck in a bed in the living room. She's not ambulatory very much, as we can see. And she's morbidly obese, needing help with just about everything. You're literally having to serve her food. And she's like kind of kiddish too. This woman has like gray hair wearing a freaking headband with cat ears. Like, I think that should stop probably somewhere in your 20s, to be honest with you, and even in your 20s, like, it's kind of pushing it, but really it's meant for teenagers, I'm sure, and maybe little girls. But to be a grown person with that, calls a lot into question.
We got married a few months after that, and we've been together ever since. I moved out of the nursing home and we got a place together.
Simon is preparing, and you can already tell this is going to be quite the feast.
He's always had to be my caregiver and take care of me, and I know that isn't fair. He deserves a more normal marriage where he doesn't have to take care of me, but I've never been able to give that to him. Not in the whole 10 years we've been together, because I've never been able to give up food.
Wait, are both of those plates for Shannon? Each one is...
That is unbelievable. 2 platters of food, and you guys saw that had like cinnamon rolls, look like some kind of McGriddles or something, like some homemade ones though. I saw some pancake with some thick sausage on there, a bunch of carby stuff, and then we saw maybe some eggs, some bacon, of course. But why so much food?
Loaded to the brim and would fill me up for the day, but apparently Shannon can go through both of these in just one sitting.
When I'm eating, I'm happy. It's pleasure. It's happiness for me. You don't want to deal with all the garbage that's going on in your head. I've actually tried to stop eating. When my dad had his gastric bypass 5 years ago, I failed at it because food is too important to me.
And kudos to Simon there, that looks amazing. We've got pancakes, scrambled eggs, and a cinnamon roll layered with frosting. I can't blame Shannon for wanting to eat that, it looks phenomenal, but you shouldn't be eating 2 plates of it.
Definitely not. And he shouldn't be giving it to her, considering the condition she's in. What does he get out of that?
When I wake up, I try not to think about my life and how bad things are. It's already almost impossible for me to stand and get around now. So I'm trapped in this bed. So I have a caretaker named Denise. First, I take my medicine, and then before I can start anything with my day, I have to eat. You can start breakfast. Okay.
Did you hear the way she just talked to that caregiver, talking about
you can start breakfast.
Like, my goodness, just sitting there like she's some kind of queen. Like, This is what America and other countries have bred. The countries that do the benefits and the disability for people who end up like this. Like, this is atrocious. You got a person that's contributing to society, contributing to anyone in no way, shape, or form whatsoever, sitting around being given health care. You got a caregiver coming to your house, probably bathing you, helping you eat, obviously cooking for you, wiping your butt. And that's off of taxpayers' money. And then probably the place you're in is handicap accessible, which costs more, which is probably also off of the taxpayers' money. And then the fact that you have health care at all, and the fact that you can go to the doctor at all, and have all of these machines and everything also paid for by other people's money who actually work and contribute to society. What is the purpose of this? Like, people who are born with disabilities, you have compassion for. You understand they should be given some help and advantages in life because of the disadvantages that they have been given and stricken with. But people like this who have purposefully done this to themselves, who have just chosen a lifestyle of, let's just call it what it is, degeneracy. You know, why do we as other people have to pay for that? And it's like, why not make these people change? You know, if you're stuck in a bed, why are we constantly feeding you? It should just be a situation where you are given food, and if you want more than that, you're gonna have to get up and get it.
And that includes cooking and preparing meals.
During the week, I work with Miss Cindy. I get her up. She takes some medication.
Oh, look at that. She's literally having to stick herself in what appears to be a love handle that is just outgrown into like an armrest on a couch, whatever.
And then I cook a big meal. But Miss Vella makes the food choices. I can't tell her no. I work for her. So I just follow what she wants. Well, hello, Miss Cindy. Breakfast is here.
Normally the food itself isn't too bad, but the portions are egregious. This time though, we got something a little different, as starting the day with 3 eggs and 2 bacon strips is actually pretty normal.
Yeah, 3 eggs, 2 bacon strips, not bad. But then you have the majority of the plate filled with some processed fries. I eat those every now and again. Crinkle fries are the junk, but that is not something that I would ever choose for breakfast. Insert carb here, you know.
Having fries on the side though, yeah, that's a little weird.
I was first when I was 8 years old. The person that to me was a family friend. I didn't fully understand it, but I knew it was a violation. And that was the first time I realized if I was eating, I felt a little better. So the food was a comfort for me.
When it comes to that, I definitely have a level of compassion for her, because that's very unfortunate and something that you don't choose. And it's like, why does that happen? It's not fair for people to be violated, and they didn't want that. I've never experienced it myself, thank God. I can't imagine the level of damage that it really does to a person. And it causes stuff like this, because we honestly see that in a lot of the 600-pound life stories. That's like a major thing. The SA, that is definitely something that happens to children, and it can really screw up the rest of their life.
Okay, breakfast must have been a false flag. Cindy clearly has a problem with overindulging in her meals.
But as I started to eat more and put on some weight, I realized if I could keep getting bigger, maybe then he'll leave me alone. Over the next year or 2, I started to get a lot bigger and got up to around 140 pounds when I was 10. I just kept eating as my way of dealing with the world.
I know what she was talking about was really horrible, but it's just the way she was picking at that piece of chicken for me. I mean, like, you don't get to 600 pounds picking at food. I'm pretty sure she's just doing that for the cameras. You guys leave me a comment and tell me what you think. Because, I mean, she's all like, you know, like, please get out of here, honey. We know you would slam that in like 5 minutes if that camera crew wasn't there.
From the looks of it, lunch consists of a whole lot of fried chicken, biscuits, mac and cheese, and corn. This was definitely supposed to be a family-sized meal shared among multiple people, but Cindy's able to eat it all by herself with no issues.
I'm sorry, I'm just like tickled over the fact that she's actually chewing the food, because any other time we see like these big people eat, it's just like 1 or 2 bites, gulp. Like,
I was a little
Him and his brother, everybody thought they were twins. Then Donald just started getting bigger and bigger.
Age 5, I was 150 pounds. 16, I was pushing 275. When I was 19, I was about 400. After I got that age, it was too hard to find a scale.
Donald, one of the first ever guests on the show, has always struggled with his weight, and one look at his eating habits gives us a good insight into why that may be.
I had no problem with eating food. Just like to eat.
Let's take a close look at that plate. I see some fried shrimp, mashed potatoes, and french fries, along with some type of dipping sauce at the center.
Used to go and get 4 tacos, 2 bean burritos, and eat all of it.
Wait, you need what now? That is a lot of food for one sitting, and I can't imagine what that many burritos could do to your digestive tract.
Yeah, well, you don't get to 600 pounds eating celery and carrots. Let's be honest. So you guys, leave me a comment. Thank you for watching. I so appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.